Word broke late yesterday in regards to Microsoft having to go through with the Activision deal that they would be selling off a part of the Xbox company. And so a lot of people are asking about this, and rightfully so, because we're all wondering what's it mean. We are very rapidly approaching the end date and end game for this whole thing. And I know everybody's tired of hearing about it. I certainly am. But this was an interesting thing, and not a lot of people knew about this. So shout out to Florian for kind of setting the record straight and everybody kind of keeping an eye on what the actual meaning of this would mean. So there's a couple interesting things to report here. Obviously, we're going to be learning more about the FTC stuff today. Like if they don't agree to halt and extend the troll, which is meaning that Microsoft wouldn't be able to buy Activision right now because they can't technically close on the deal until after today. So a lot of people are suggesting that they might close on this deal come Monday or even Saturday. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a hugely weird type of day, I think. A lot of people are paying attention to the internet and things like that. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's getting crazy. So anyway, the FTC wasn't the only thing. There was the UK regulator, but they actually extended the merger decision deadline by 6 weeks, saying they'll make a final ruling by the 29th. They scheduled the deliverance ruling on the $69 billion merger by July 18th, but will now do so on by August 29th. To consider this, that there is sufficient time remaining in the statutory period for full and proper consideration. As such, the Inquiry Group considers that there are special reasons to extend 6 weeks. However, the Inquiry Group aims to discharge its duty as soon as possible of advance of the date. So people are asking this question like, okay, doesn't this mean that Microsoft will default on this? Like, that's a low worry thing because Microsoft and Activision obviously can work something out to close a little bit later. But Microsoft can even close despite this. They could be working with the CMA in good faith that they're going to close and then still offer the remedies later on. The fact that Activision stock is getting delisted this Monday, I think, really kind of shows what they're willing to do. And plus, their remedy appears to be this. This is just a rumor so far, but let's keep it with a grain of salt. But it sounds like something they could do. Apparently, Microsoft is reportedly considering selling off the UK gaming rights, cloud-based anyway, for Xbox. It could help seal the deal with regulatories in the deal. So according to Bloomberg sources, the company could sell the cloud-based market rights for games in the UK to a telecommunications, gaming, or internet-based computing company, or possibly a private equity firm. The UK's Commission and Markets Authority, or CMA, blocked the deal in April due to concerns about its impact on cloud gaming market. The update was that the CMA has extended the deadline for its final decision, but Microsoft had been scheduled to appeal the decision in court beginning on July 28th. But earlier this week, the Xbox maker and CMA paused legal proceedings with a view to reaching an out-of-court agreement. Microsoft wants to complete the transaction before the current merger agreement expires in July 18th, which after Activision could walk away with $3 billion termination fee if an extension isn't agreed upon. In a research note to investors this week, Wedbush Securities analyst Nick McKay, as well as Michael Pachter, predicted Microsoft will make cloud gaming concessions in the UK that enable it to complete the deal before next week's deadline. They said, and I quote, "We believe Microsoft can carve out Game Pass UK PLC as a separate operating subsidiary with an independent board charged with keeping Activision content off the Game Pass platform, pending the conclusion of Microsoft's appeal of the CMA decision. This would likely satisfy the CMA, and the deal should close by next Tuesday." While the regulator has said it's ready to consider a restructured deal proposal, it also warned that the process may require it to take a little bit more time. Earlier in the week, Microsoft won the court battle with the FTC, which cleared a path for it to complete the acquisition. Now, there was an appeal. Judge Corley denied that appeal yesterday, so we do have that bit of news, but there is also the Ninth Court appeal. Now, what's interesting about this is, and I know probably a lot of you are like, okay, well, what's all this mean? Well, basically, there's 3 judges, and from the looks of this, these people would have about 7 hours, maybe 8, to go over all the content, all the evidence, everything, and find multiple issues with Microsoft's purchase, and then they could extend the withhold and not allow them to buy them pending further news or invested. But they have to prove even more so in this than they did with the first appeal or whatever injunction appeal. They would have to prove beyond reasonable doubt in multiple instances, not just one or two. It don't have to be multiple instances that that it would harm consumers. Not that it might, but that it would actually harm consumers. They obviously won't be able to do that. There's a very low likelihood of that happening, and that's really good for Microsoft. Obviously, everybody wants to get this stuff over with. Literally as soon as possible. Like I can't stress that enough. I want this to be completely done and finished. And listen, Microsoft has fought a hard battle here. They've done things. Man, there were particular points in time where people gave this a 5% chance of closing, and now we see that we are like so close at the complete end game here, and that is phenomenal. As far as I'm concerned, I love seeing that so many people are kind of shocked that Microsoft was able to get this done, especially in the UK, because guess what? The UK is completely different than what's going on here in the US. But you also have to kind of keep in mind that the UK is in such a situation that the CMA was getting heavy pressure from the CAT tribunal and the higher ups of the government in the UK. Like, they don't want the UK to be closed off or to be looked at as being closed off for business. And I think that's the thing that realistically, I think people have to honestly go out there and look at this and go, hey, well, how can you guys not allow this, right? Over 5,000 people. There's only 5,000 maximum UK people that can use cloud gaming from xCloud right now, because that's the maximum limit. And Microsoft has already admitted that, honestly, it's one of those things that they should be able to go out there and kind of accomplish in such a way that it opens up gaming to everybody. Like, cloud gaming, Microsoft already admitted, wasn't what they thought it was going to end up being. Like, people don't use it, and the people that have used it sparingly and were already involved in the ecosystem either with PC or Xbox to begin with. So it's like they originally thought, and admirably thought, hey, we're going to take advantage of this next big thing like music and movies and TV did, but gaming is completely different. Like, people I think overall want to have a really good experience with that, and I don't think it is a good experience, and even if it was, I still think people would rather have some type of hardware, so I don't know. Like, it seems like these games are built for hardware, so we'll see. Anyway, interesting stuff going on. I guess we're gonna all find out what happens, but yeah, they could be leaving Xbox in the UK in terms of xCloud anyway. So let me know what you guys think. Have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.